What's up guys, welcome back, it's Zach. Today we're going to be talking about decoupled range controlling, whether it's against NPCs or players. I think it's a prevalent conversation to have since the new flight models just kicked in. And range controlling people is what I've had the most success with in the whole time I've been playing Star Citizen. So basically what I mean by range control is just take this canister for example. So the way I fight, I like to zoom up against me targets like as quick as I can. Slam the brakes on and then just like establish a small orbit. Obviously this is slow, yeah. That's basically the premise, and then just stay on the face of targets so you can sort of out-track their guns, like stay out of line of sight rather. So one of the things which I learned from EVE Online, I played like many years of that, a lot of it PvP, was range controlling and positioning is like so important, and that actually does cross over to Star Citizen in some respects. I know it's a completely different game, like mechanically. Obviously we're flying the ship here where in EVE we're just double clicking and setting auto orbits, but it literally does cross over for me, like the feeling of doing things like that. So again, mentioning it's pretty hard in the new flight model because the deceleration and acceleration times are pretty hard, but one of the big problems, which has cropped up again now, the ships are sort of even slower, but the deceleration and acceleration times are a lot slower too, is that jousting's like more of a thing again. And what I mean by jousting is, if we just get coupled a sec, we'll just use this caterpillar as a test bed because it is a big target to look at. So we'll just set auto cruise on to about half speed. Imagine we're fighting this guy, take a few shots and then whoops, we've overshot, so we're going to have to swing round. Maybe do a little afterburner. Again. So this is more like for the new pilot and like average player errors, right? Scooting backwards and forwards. So if that was a player, he'd be coming towards us now because we're getting so far away. And then you're both going pretty quick, and that's what ends up happening. A lot of the time you will get rammed by newer players too, just while they're learning. But jousting is pretty prevalent again in this patch. So you can, I mean, you can fly, you can do pretty much what I'm going to show you in coupled, but it's not as, I don't think you get as fine a control as you do since you're decoupled, right? So decoupled, if you're not sure what it is, I did a video previously, or a couple of videos ago, going over the flight control systems and what they do. So if you want to learn a bit about that, that's the place to go. It's a really quick one. But basically in a nutshell, it's Newtonian physics, 6 degrees of freedom. So if I go forwards, I need to press backwards to sort of slow down, yeah? The in-flight control system, or the intelligent flight control system rather, in the ship, which is used in coupled mode, doesn't control our boosters. We've got 100% control, and it feels good, man. So what I'm going to do, I've got this little overlay, which I picked up. So it's going to show you all of me inputs, and if you're actually coming from coupled and you'd like to learn decoupled flight, you'd probably find that you're pressing the keys a lot more, obviously not that, but like, you're pressing the keys a lot more than what you would because you've got control of the thrusters too. And the shift is the afterburn button, or the boost button now. And what I do is every time I strafe, because again the 3.5 model is a bit slow on the thrusters, every time I strafe or go forward or backwards, I'm always pressing shift, whether it's just for an instant, just to get a bit more like reactivity out of the thrusters so I can control the range quicker and get positioning a lot easier. So the ultimate goal is this, I'll just show you quickly. So we're going to stay on top of this caterpillar. So we're way out of his gun range. This is it is a good example, but it's like the worst example as well because there's no way he can outturn us, yeah? So we can just set a little orbit here. If we were getting shot at by another player or NPC, we could just keep turning while still shooting this guy. So there's a lot of little things you can do, but for the most part, if it was 1v1, you would just stay back. And especially with 3.6 coming up, where we can actually disable ship thrusters and boosters and things, and like completely just wreck a ship, so we can board it and stuff like that. I think it's going to be, like, this technique's going to be decently to use, yeah. So what I would do generally in a fight, let's just pull some range here. No, we're running out of fuel as well, let's keep an eye on that. So we're going to boost right up to him. The deceleration times are still pretty crazy though, so let's not overshoot too much. So we're slowing down on the afterburner and reverse boosters. When we do that, we'd probably bear in mind the ship's direction, so if we're getting shot, we'd probably have to add some strafe or roll in, and there we are, now we've established. Again, it's pretty easy against the caterpillar. Nope, not too close. Just lost the wing. But we're never going to kill this guy with this setup we've got on. It was just, again, an example. And one of the best things, like if you're fighting a Super Hornet or another Saber or something, and they do start jousting you, what you can do, you can actually spoof them. So as they're coming in towards you, you can just like hit reverse on the boosters, just as they're about to like come past you. And what'll happen is they'll think they've overshot and they'll start turning. So they'll do that huge arc slide and slow down. So what you've done is reversed, and they're literally in front of you, turning around, going super slow. So you get like a pretty much zero transversal good aim on them. Yeah, another Eve reference there. There's a lot of Eve stuff that like crops over to SC. So the analogies are real for some of the guys that watch the channel who watch the Eve stuff and may be interested in a bit SC. Going forward, I mean, I'd love to do a pilot series, but the game just changes so much. But this is one of the tactics I've used over every single patch in it. In my opinion, it works. You can just outmaneuver things, especially the bigger ships like Connies and Freelancers and other things like that. But it still definitely works against smaller shit. So yeah, let us know what you think, guys. Is it good, bad? I know it has got a few disadvantages sometimes if you're in like a multiple V1, but I think for the most part it's pretty nice. And if you want to learn decoupled, then please give us a shout if you're not sure, and just practice around like things like this, like stations. You've just got to go literally dead slow. I haven't got to go fast at all. So to slow down we need to use that. Yeah, it's very good. Just getting a feel for the ships. The Saber's pretty good, and anything small is like really nice and decoupled right now. But you can have a lot of fun. And I'd love to do like a full video explaining it properly, because I don't think I actually did a good job in the last one. But it is hard to explain what's happening when you haven't actually played the game yourself. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Hope you learned something, and I'll catch you in the next one.